The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with prominent economists in New Delhi to gather views and suggestions ahead of presentation of Union Budget. Two-day BIMSTEC Foreign Ministers Retreat begins in New Delhi. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says BIMSTEC represents intersection of India's Neighbourhood First outlook, Act East policy and Sagar vision. Health Minister J.P. Nadda asserts centre and states need to work collectively to ensure proper execution of family planning schemes in high-burden districts and blocks. IMD forecasts heavy rainfall over northeast India during next 2 days. Goa, Maharashtra and Karnataka also likely to receive rainfall till Monday. And in Wimbledon tennis, Italian Jasmine Paolini enters women's singles final in London. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with eminent economists at Niti Aayog in New Delhi today to elicit their views and suggestions ahead of the Union Budget 2024-25. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog Suman Beri, Principal Secretary to Prime Minister P.K. Mishra and leading economists and experts attended the meeting. The budget session of Parliament will begin on the 22nd of this month, and on the 23rd of July, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will present the Union Budget 2024-25 in the Lok Sabha. It will be the first budget presented by the Narendra Modi government in its third term. During the joint sitting of both houses of Parliament last month, President Draupadi Murmu had asserted that this budget will be an effective document of the government's far-reaching policies and futuristic vision. Two-day Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multisectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation BIMSTEC Foreign Ministers Retreat began in New Delhi today. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar welcomed his counterparts at the event in the national capital. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Jaishankar said BIMSTEC represents intersection of India's Neighbourhood First outlook, the Act East policy and the Sagar vision.
For India, BIMSTEC represents the intersection of the Neighbourhood First outlook, the Act East policy and the Sagar vision. Each of these endeavours is being purposed with a specific focus on the Bay of Bengal.
Dr. Jaishankar said there are long-standing goals such as capacity building and economic cooperation that have acquired a new urgency.
Our message should be clear that we are all determined to infuse new energies, new resources and a new commitment into cooperation among Bay of Bengal nations. Our discussions in the first part will revolve around connectivity, institutional building, cooperation in trade and business, collaboration in health and space, digital public infrastructure, capacity building and societal exchanges, as well as weighing on the merits of new mechanisms.
BIMSTEC has 7 member states, including 5 from South Asia, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and 2 from Southeast Asia, Myanmar and Thailand. On the sidelines of the BIMSTEC Foreign Ministers Retreat, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar held a series of meetings. He held a trilateral meeting with his counterparts from Thailand and Myanmar. Their discussions focused on connectivity projects crucial for the future of BIMSTEC. They also exchanged views on border stability and humanitarian assistance. In a social media post, Dr. Jaishankar said countering transnational crimes, including cyber, narcotics and illegal arms, is a shared priority of all 3 nations, and they will continue to cooperate in that regard. In his meeting with Myanmar counterpart U Than Sway, Dr. Jaishankar shared concerns regarding border stability and flow of displaced persons. He also spoke about issues of arms trade and activities of insurgent groups. The External Affairs Minister pressed strongly for the early return of Indians unlawfully detained by cyber scam gangs. He said India supports the return to democracy in Myanmar and engages all stakeholders in that regard. Dr. Jaishankar also met his Bhutan counterpart Dien Thun Gyel and exchanged views on taking forward India and Bhutan's unique ties of friendship and goodwill. The External Affairs Minister received Nepal Foreign Secretary Serwa Lamsal and discussed the steady growth of India-Nepal cooperation. He also received Sri Lanka Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Tharaka Balasore and discussed the India-Sri Lanka bilateral partnership. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla today said India is a proactive partner furthering BRICS' agenda of inclusive growth and sustainable development. The Lok Sabha Speaker is leading the Indian delegation to the 10th BRICS Parliamentary Forum in St. Petersburg, Russia. Addressing the first plenary session, Mr. Birla informed that around 65 crore voters exercised their franchise in the recently concluded Lok Sabha elections.
मुझे ये साझा करते हुए बहुत खुशी है कि इस वर्ष हुए भारत के आम चुनावों में 640 मिलियन लोगों ने मतदान में हिस्सा लिया, जो दुनिया के लोकतंत्र के इतिहास में अभूतपूर्व है.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. Union Health Minister Jagat Prakash Nadda chaired a virtual discussion in New Delhi today on issues of family planning and population control with states and union territories on the occasion of World Population Day. The theme of the event was healthy timing and spacing of pregnancies for the well-being of mother and child. During the meeting, Mr. Nadda emphasized that both the centre and states need to work collectively to ensure proper family planning and to execute schemes and initiatives properly, especially in high-burden states, districts and blocks.
हमारे देश की पॉपुलेशन दुनिया की 1/5 है, इसलिए भारत बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका अदा करता है और उसमें भी 65% हमारी जो लोग हैं वो एडोलेसेंट. अब नाउ दिस can be taken as an opportunity also where the young population can be sensitized so that in coming times we are able to contain the population and we can strengthen our family plan. मुझे इस बात की भी खुशी है कि हम सब लोग अपने TFR को रिड्यूस करने में काफी हद तक सफल हुए.
Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal has said the development of major ports in the country has been completed. He was addressing the stakeholders meet at Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala today for promoting lighthouse tourism. The minister said leadership set up by our forefathers in the area of shipping and maritime development must be rejuvenated and brought back with the available resources, and thus our country will become a global leader among the maritime nations.
This is a very good development in the country. As you know, we are going to become one of the leading maritime nations in the world. So that is why to achieve that target, we'll have to create world-class facility here so that all kind of vessel can be accommodated in our Indian ports. So that is why transshipment hub is highly necessary at this present and to access our global route to be well connected.
Union Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan today assured that farmers of Bihar will not face any problems at the central level. Mr. Chauhan gave the assurance while meeting with a delegation from Bihar led by the state's Agriculture Minister Mangal Pandey. He asserted that both the centre and the states should work as a team to improve the agriculture sector in the country and seek solutions in a concerted manner. Mr. Chauhan also assured the delegation that he would review the allocation of funds to Bihar under the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana and the National Food Security Mission. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has urged all political parties to hold dialogue in Parliament and state legislatures. He called for friendly and cooperative communication among all. Mr. Dhankar said the problems of the people can be solved only if the ruling party and the opposition come together. The Vice President was addressing a joint sitting of Maharashtra State Legislature at the Legislative Assembly Hall in Mumbai today. He said Maharashtra Legislative Council is in its centennial celebration and he is honoured to be addressing members of both the houses at this remarkable milestone.
This House has upheld the spirit of serving people in highest regard since its inception. Maharashtra Legislative Council is in its centennial celebration. The state of Maharashtra stands as an inspiration with its rich history, vibrant culture and dynamic economy. The state is bountifully blessed with breathtaking landscapes of Sahyadri and pristine beaches of Konkan. Maharashtra today is a powerhouse that is propelling the nation to new heights.
The Supreme Court has adjourned the hearing of NEAT-UG 2024 case to the 18th of this month. A bench led by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud granted the adjournment to enable parties to file their responses to the affidavits filed by the Centre and the National Testing Agency. The Apex Court was scheduled to hear a series of petitions today concerning the NEAT-UG 2024 medical entrance exam. These include pleas alleging irregularities and malpractices during the 5th May test and seeking a fresh examination. Meanwhile, a group of students met Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan over the NEET UG examination in New Delhi today. The students shared their experiences about the exam and challenges faced by them. CISF Director General Neena Singh today said the Home Ministry has taken a big step of recruiting ex-Agniveers in Central Armed Police Forces. Talking to media, she said CISF has also made all arrangements in this regard.
इस तैयारी के अंतर्गत अग्निवीरों के लिए कांस्टेबल पद की भर्ती में 10% पद अग्निवीरों के लिए आरक्षित किए गए हैं। इसके अतिरिक्त उन्हें शारीरिक दक्षता परीक्षा उसमें उन्हें छूट प्रदान की गई है। साथ ही उन्हें आयु सीमा में भी छूट प्रदान की गई है।
Border Security Force Director General Nitin Agrawal also said that all forces will benefit from the recruitment of ex-Agniveers and they will get age relaxations as well as 10% reservation.
4 साल इन्होंने मशक्कत की नौकरी की है, तो बीएसएफ के लिए एकदम अनुरूप हैं। ये एक तरह से हमको तैयार सोल्जर मिल रहे हैं। हम इनको तुरंत सीमा पे तैनात करेंगे। सब बलों में इसका लाभ होगा जिसमें भी अग्निवीर जाएंगे। जितनी हमारी वैकेंसीज होंगी उनका 10% इनके लिए रिजर्व होगा और इनको एज की भी छूट है।
In Jammu and Kashmir, senior BSF and police officials attended a high-level interstate security review meeting in Kathua today. The meeting was attended by Jammu and Kashmir Director General of Police R.R. Swain, his Punjab counterpart Gaurav Yadav, and Special Director General of BSF Western Command Y.B. Kurania, among others, to review the security grid along the international border and plug any loopholes. Char Dham Yatra pilgrims can now create their Ayushman Bharat health account Abha on the eSwasthya Dham portal. The Uttarakhand government's Department of Health and Family Welfare has launched the portal called eSwasthya Dham. The portal helps in monitoring the Char Dham Yatra pilgrims' health parameters. It ensures the smooth journey of pilgrims visiting Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath and Badrinath, together called as the Char Dham Yatra. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath visited the flood-affected areas of Shravasti and Balrampur districts of Tarai region today. He also met with the flood victims. Meanwhile, the army has been called in for help in rescue and relief operation in Saharanpur district. Central Surya Command sent 2 columns to Shahjahanpur for help in rescue work. 633 villages of 12 districts are reeling under the flood fury. 8 lakh people are affected due to floods in the state. Over 10,000 people have been shifted to safer places by the rescue and relief teams. In Assam, another 5 people died in the last 24 hours, taking the number of flood-related deaths to 84 this season. The Indian Meteorological Department IMD has forecast very heavy rainfall over northeast India during the next 2 days. Very heavy rainfall is also likely over Goa, Maharashtra and Karnataka till Monday. The Met Department said moderate rainfall is very likely over Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim, Bihar and northeast India during the next 5 days. In Wimbledon tennis, 7-seeded Jasmine Paolini has entered the final of the women's singles. Paolini of Italy defeated Croatia's Donna Vekic 2-6, 6-4, 7-6 in a fiercely fought semi-final in London tonight. In the other semi-final, Kazakhstan's Elena Rybakina will take on Barbara Krejcikova of Czech Republic in a short while from now. In men's doubles, British-Finnish duo of Henry Patton and Harry Heliovara have set up a summit clash with Austrian pair of Max Purcell and Jordan Thompson. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with prominent economists in New Delhi to gather views and suggestions ahead of presentation of Union Budget. 2-day BIMSTEC Foreign Ministers retreat begins in New Delhi. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says BIMSTEC represents intersection of India's neighbourhood first outlook, Act East policy and Sagar vision. Health Minister J.P. Nadda asserts centre and states need to collectively work to ensure proper execution of family planning schemes in high-burden districts and blocks. IMD forecasts heavy rainfall over northeast India during next 2 days. Goa, Maharashtra and Karnataka also likely to receive rainfall till Monday. And in Wimbledon tennis, Jasmine Paolini enters women's singles final in London. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.